This, holy shit. This is my 96 Ford Ranger, baby. What's up? We're talking about it. So, this is my 96 Ford Ranger. I bought this rig for $3,500. It is not perfect at all. This is a project. It is awesome though. I mean, you can just clearly tell by the body itself that it has some miles on it. You know, I showed that in this clip right here. Just talk about the body first. The door itself has a good amount of rust here and here, but the underside is pretty much like this is the most amount of rust on this thing, and I'm in the Midwest, so you know the rust is gonna happen, especially on a 96. That's the most amount of rust I have on it. I'll eventually repair it. Eventually, it's not that bad, but maybe I don't know. There's more problems than just that. So, but you know, the bed's seen better days, seen a lot of sun. You know, the pipe's a little rusted here and there, but overall, a very straight and narrow truck. Other than that rust, there's a good amount of clear coat going away, but it's not too shabby overall. The front end here is pretty straight. There's a few dents on the hood. Sorry, it's cold outside. Some dew. But some dents here and there, but it's not that bad. This right here is all old ass rock chips and this and that and this and that. But you know, it's a 30-year-old truck, so you're gonna have that, especially for $3,500. But it looks pretty cool and looks pretty straight. So it's not perfect, but it does the job. Another thing to mention is this raised hood right here. It doesn't have risers in it or anything. It's just missing a nut off the hinge. And once they screw a nut on it, it will be theoretically fixed. It has some old school Fox body wheels on it. The front tires are pretty decent, I'd say. The rears, you know, they've seen some better days. Probably swap them. I plan on getting some winter tires for it in the Midwest and swapping them around. I'm thinking bronze, maybe a slightly bigger rim, slightly meatier tire. Another thing about this truck is the headlights. The headlights barely work. Well, I mean they work, but they're always pointed down naturally, and you gotta have them lifted up. So I think I'm missing something somewhere because I only can see about 5 feet in front of me, actually. And you know, on the way home we actually had to take duct tape too and duct tape it about right here. You can probably see some resin still from the duct tape, so I can actually see more than 5 feet because I can probably only see till about right here clearly. The rest is kind of The interior has been redone before. You know, there's nothing crazy or major wrong with it. This right here is my shifter. Basically, I had a rubber cover mounted over it, right? And it looked fine when I first bought it. But on my way home with it, I drove probably an hour. It actually fell into two pieces because this is just a lead pipe with a ball welded on top of it. And the original gear shifter actually ends about right here, but they actually fucked up the thread somehow, so they fucked it up even more by jamming this lead pipe on it and just doing this a bunch of times and getting it on there just good enough and threw the rubber cover on it and called it a day. Since it came off, it literally split in two. Since it's about right here, you know, my hand's all the way down and it was poking me, so I had to stop and get some duct tape and just tape it back together. I mean, it works. It got me here, so it's not a big deal. But you can definitely feel it needs a new, just a whole shifter and a new ball, all of that stuff. So just because I can barely use that, so it needs a new one anyway. But it will sit in my parking lot for another month probably before I get a new shifter, since it just works and does what it needs to do. It has 258,000 miles on this rig. This Pioneer radio, pretty stock interior, but you know, pretty mint overall. It's missing this, like, it's missing the cover here. That sucks, and it doesn't even work. The car's name on, but it doesn't even work, so I'm not really worried about it. But other than the shifter, it's not that big of a deal. There is also a short somewhere in here where if you lift this, it will just die. Legitimately, the beeper will just stay on. If you lower it, oh, my door's open. If you lower it, it'll come off. But yeah, this is just the interior. Oh, there it goes. This is just the interior. Nothing too crazy. It's a 96 Ranger. Oh. Okay, whatever. I'm recording this after because I forgot a handful of things. Sorry. It's actually about these gauges. All the gauges works other than the RPM gauge. I can get a secondary tachometer and throw it somewhere if I wanted. But all the gauges work. All the gauges tell me what's what, what's going on. Like the gas mileage is accurate. This thing actually gets about 22. That's roughly what I got it to in a big V8. Well, it's a V8. Yeah, I don't know if it's considered big or not, but I was surprised when I got 22 through the gallon on the way home. Probably because the cruise control actually works in this. I was doing about 70 on my way home, just cruising along and doing what I need to do in fifth, and getting 22, 23 really surprised me. I was expecting to get about 15, so you know, I was pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's the gauges. Now, this has some issues. It actually has a Bluetooth hood latch that it previously came with, but it's just a bolt, so it doesn't really matter. And here she is. This is the Fox Body 5.0. Definitely has seen better days, and there's a lot of stuff that's actually going on here that like I said, I just bought this. I don't fully understand it. It's actually having a lot of issues. Well, not a lot of issues, but enough to say I can't just regularly drive it right now. It's having issues charging up the battery and staying charged. I think I need a new one. That's why you see these leads here, so I can just plug it in whenever I'm done here and plug it in, so I can just start it and go if I need to move it. It's leaking coolant from somewhere. I'm thinking the radiator at some point is leaking. I don't really know. I don't understand. I haven't really looked at it, but I think it's the radiator leaking. It has the Fox Body intake throttle tube, the 5.0. It actually has the Fox Body transmission with it too. It's the full drive line. It's out of an 89. Yeah, no, like I said, it's just a simple 5.0, which is pretty fucking dope. The wires definitely need to be cleaned up. This belt needs to be tightened. This engine needs a once over for sure. But eventually I'm gonna get this dialed in, and you know, I'll post updates as I go. It just one little thing after another little thing, but it runs and drives shifts, does what it needs to do perfectly. I've gotten it up to 90, no fucking problem. On my way home, actually, it ran perfectly. I had a 2-hour trip, and it ran, drove, didn't go over any temp. My battery stayed charged. It just, once it went through a winter storm, I've been having all these issues. And yeah, like, it is what it is, but it's mine, so I'm going to deal with it, and I think it's really cool, you know. And what else is really cool is it actually has a Ford Explorer rear end to handle all of it. It has a custom drive shaft. This is a 89 Ford Explorer 8.8 rear end. Yeah, I think it has 31 splines. That's what the guy said. I don't believe it. I know it is a Ford Explorer rear end for sure, but I'm not for sure. He said that it had disc brakes, and I'm looking at drums right now, so I tend to take everything with a grain of salt. But you know, it runs and rides fine. It has shocks. Supposedly it was lowered an inch or two, but it's riding at stock height. These wheels are bigger than the stock wheels, so it's just raised another to the stock height. But if I threw the stock wheels on it, it'd be sitting about an inch lower than what it's supposed to be. I don't know. I'm actually going to go bigger on the wheels. I think it'd look good. It is fully straight piped from back all the way to the front of the headers. The only real issue I'm having with the exhaust here is that it has a exhaust leak somewhere in here. I think it's going to need a new gasket. I see a bolt slightly loose. I'm not really for sure, but I'm going to have to look at it more in depth. But what's really important is it staying cool and it staying charged and ready to go, because it's a 50-50 shot even if it wants to start up again. I was doing the little Instagram short you saw previously, and I literally drove it probably 2 miles, not even 2 miles, 2 minutes away, and it just started up, let it run. It overheated and died all in one time. I have a clip of it actually starting to overheat, of me just getting a side shot on the wide angle, and it comes here. And yeah, like I said, those are some major issues, but it ran perfectly home. So it's my truck now, so I'm gonna have to deal with it and make it run right and does what it needs to do. But yeah, I have it 90% of the way there. This is kind of the truck. I don't know how long this is gonna be, and I don't know how long y'all are watching, but I think this truck's really cool, and I just wanted to post a solid overview of it before I start working on it. So if I ever get it done or I trade it off or something, I'd have a video looking back on it and thinking this is really cool, and I'm glad I bought this. I've owned over 27 cars, and this is definitely in my top 3 of coolest shit I've ever bought. Especially, I was actually looking for a Fox Body Mustang at the time and a mini truck to haul motorcycles, and I think I can fit a Grom or 2 back here. I can actually probably think I can fit in a full size a 4i that I run back here in my red one with my tail cut off short and this and that. I think I can totally fit it back here. It's gonna be close though. Depends on the wheelbase and everything like that. But I think I can get at least a bike back here. And I was looking at mini trucks because I was looking at bike haulers, even though I already have a F-150. I'm like, man, a mini truck sounds cool. You can lower it, and I want a muscle car, so I got this instead. I hit 2 birds, 1 stone. Hopefully you like it. I think it's dope. This is a 96 Ranger with the 5.0 in it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.